Deputy Prime Minister Christopher Weaver ends 3-day workshop on high note. Minister of Justice talks about his accomplishments. But first up, Dolores Richardson displeased with home repair. Those are the headlines for Thursday, February the 13th, 2020. This is SXM Daily News. I'm Valerie Van Putten. Now for the details. Homeowner Jennifer Dolores Richardson is still unable to live in her home, months after NRPB got builders to start rebuilding her home that was destroyed in Hurricane Irma back in 2017. 8 months later, not only is her home not completed, but it was not built with any steel in the foundation. According to Ms. Richardson, she is very disappointed with the manner in which the builders worked on her home.
The gentleman who is the contractor, he's not a contractor, so he contract another muscle, he cousin kind of carrying the same last name, and he the contract, and he have these 5 men from St. Lucia. And this is the things you get. Nothing nasty and disrespectful like them, because when you tell them they're doing things wrong, they go out and they mash up your stuff.
Now that this happened to you, and your house is not completely finished, certain things hasn't been built as the way you wanted it to build. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen from here? Are you going to break back down the wall because you say in the ceilings up there?
It don't have no support. They don't have no steel. They had steel there, but next morning when they come, the steel disappear. So when I talk to them, they put 1 piece of steel in the back room there, 1 piece of steel. And that was it. But then you can't fix a place properly if you put up a roof and then you block it off. How would you get it with steel, and how you pour the blocks? You can't do that. That's walking upside down. I know about construction. I grew up in construction.
Member of the anti-poverty platform, Dr. Randers Raymond-Jesseroen, gave an update on Thursday, February the 13th, on the home repair that is still not complete. Dr. Randers blames the NRPB for this. He wonders how many more homes have been built back better and built back right.
In one of our former press releases, we addressed the concern of one of these homeowners, Miss Dolores Richardson of Madame Estate. Until today, we are halfway in February, her home repair is still not finished. At that time, in June, Director Claret Connor told the homeowners, as a country, we have been given a very generous gift by the people of the Netherlands. We have taken the time to ensure that all foreseeable aspects of the project have been taken care of. We will do it once, and we will do it right. But the experience of Miss Dolores Richardson brings doubt to the "we will do it right" statement and promise of the director of the NRPB. At various moments, this homeowner has communicated her complaints to the home repair activity manager at the NRPB. The delivery was first rescheduled for October last year, then to the end of January. Well, we did the interview, and 8 months after the start of her home repair, her house was still not finished. The question, therefore, is not only how many homes have been repaired, but how many homes have been built back better and stronger, and as the NRPB director said, built back right. The NRPB has a complaint procedure mentioned as an annex to the contract signed with the homeowners. They have to send the email with a complaint to that email address in the contract. We recommend all the homeowners who still have issues with their home repair and with the NRPB to contact the Consumers Coalition so that with our legal advisor and with independent architects, we can assess and we can address the NRPB with you.
And in more related news, Minister of Health, Labor and Social Affairs, Pamela Gordon-Carty, gives an update on the housing roof repair program, which will be starting again next week. According to the minister, they are trying to help as many people as possible with this roofing project.
2 of the housing repair program is basically will be starting next week. As I mentioned in previous press briefing, we had made a decision with the limited funds that VESA has, that basically we are going to use those funds to try to help as much people as possible that are still in the situation with their roofing, whilst we are awaiting NRPB to finalize their process that is ongoing. So to that extent, we have gathered a team. We kept meetings in the night from 7 to 9, where we invited the population of the different districts to come and inform if they had any issues with their houses, roofing, or repairs that needed to take place with their houses. The outcome was excellent. It could have been more. But those that we got on the list, we will be working towards achieving to fix their house and repairs with the monies that it have available under the budget. So that will be starting next week. On the last notice for when it comes to Ministry of VESA, I want to inform that last week I wasn't here because my name was being called on the radio stating that there is sewage water running in Cahill. I went there with my team and we checked out the situation and a report was made. And basically the conclusion, based on the advice that were given to me, is that the sewage water is running on public roads and therefore it's something concerning Ministry of Romy. So we as Ministry of VESA did our part, and Ministry of Romy, we had contact with them and they will take it there further.
And in other news, this time out of Curaçao, the CFT says that Curaçao has to take solid steps to get budget in order. Despite meaningful steps that Curaçao has taken to get the budget in order, the year 2019 will close again with a deficit. The Board of Financial Supervision Curaçao and St. Martin, the CFT, has observed that so far too much emphasis has been placed on increasing income rather than reducing expenditures, especially in combination with economic reforms. The reduction of expenditures can drive economic growth and improve the balance of payments. There is still a considerable task for the year 2020. For example, the operating costs of the new hospital, CMC, are 81 million guilders higher than they were for the old hospital, Seahorse. Additionally, some tax revenues have been overestimated, whilst it should be taken into consideration that the budgeted dividends from CBCS and RDK will not be paid out. Furthermore, measures such as the zero line, null lane for civil servants are delayed. According to the instruction given by the Kingdom Council to Curaçao on July the 12th, 2019, the country should compensate for the deficits from the year 2017 and 2018 by utilizing surpluses on the common service in the years 2020 to 2022. In 2017, a deficit of 116.8 million guilders on the common service was realized. The 2018 draft financial statements closed with a negative balance of 58.5 million guilders on the common service. In the coming weeks, the audit of the financial statements should show whether this deficit will continue to increase. For the time being, the total deficits for 2017 and 2018 is stipulated at 175 million guilders. It has now also become clear that 2019 will close with a deficit. This shortage will have to be compensated as well. Curaçao Medical Center, CMC, BNVV, and Healthcare. Both the new hospital, Curaçao Medical Center, CMC, and Healthcare pose financial risks for Curaçao's budget. In the short term, these are related, amongst others, to the higher operating costs for the hospital and healthcare. In August last year, the government submitted a request to the CFT for an additional loan of a maximum amount of 200 million guilders for the new hospital. It is crucial that Curaçao indicates how these higher operating costs will be compensated by concrete adjustments in the hospital care. This will also be verified in a second opinion of the SOAB, and it is crucial that this second opinion, which was originally promised to be submitted before December 1st, 2018, will now be made available swiftly. Financial risks. The CFT identifies quite a few developments that may affect the country's budget. One of these is a solution that is being sought by the issue with regards to the Hero Bank. In addition, it is still unclear that the consequences will be of the planned cooperation between the refinery of Curaçao and the Klesch Group, which has shown interest in continuing the refining activities. For the time being, it remains unclear what effects this cooperation will have on Curaçao's economy and budget. The 2020 budget. The measures in the 2020 budget are also delayed, and it has already become evident that this budget needs to be adjusted. For example, the dividends for CBCS and RDK as budgeted are not expected to become available. Furthermore, the measures regarding the zero line for civil servants are partly delayed, while certain tax estimates will have to be downwardly adjusted. Curaçao has agreed to submit on the short term a budget amendment to provide for it. The CFT has strongly advised to reduce expenditures. The financial management. The progress of the implementation of the roadmap, which should lead to an unqualified auditor statement for the 2021 financial statements, is limited. A total overview and central control seem to be lacking. Technical assistance has been requested for a number of projects, and although the growth agreement offers opportunities to do so, this has not yet been realized. The CFT visited Curaçao from February the 10th to the 12th, where it met with the governor, the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Health, Environment and Nature, the Council of Ministers, Financial Committee of Parliament, the Public Audit Bureau Foundation, SOAB, Curaçao's Medical Center, CMC, the Coast Guard, the Social Economic Council, SER, the Social Insurance Bank, SVB, and the Central Bank of Curaçao and St. Martin, CBCS. Still to come, Valia Pontiflet, new head of Economy, Transportation, and Telecommunications, ETT. You'll have the details for that story and more when SXM Daily News returns.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEB.
Member of Parliament in the opposition, Sarah Westcott Williams, has requested government to state its position on the approved motion by Parliament regarding the reduction in salaries and benefits of members of Parliament. This motion specifically calls for those cuts to be made in the budget 2020, and the question is whether this has been done. The following questions were posed to the Minister of Finance on the matter by the Member of Parliament. What steps has the government taken to execute the aforementioned motion? Has government considered this motion in the preparation of the budget 2020? If not, why was this not considered? Is government in favor of presenting a proposal to formally address the cost of politics, which includes salaries, unemployment benefits, travel, etc.? If not, what is government's view on the conditions imposed by the Dutch government for liquidity assistance 2019? How is government progressing with other conditions? Does government concur with the Integrity Commission of 2014 that there must be clarity regarding the function of members of Parliament? Either this function will be full-time or is it part-time with commensurate reduction? Minister of Justice Jurendi Doran has been quite busy since taking office back in 2019. The minister lists some of his accomplishments while he was in the old administration of the NA, Bryson, USP, Mercelina cabinet. And he also alluded to what is on the top of his agenda as he starts this new term.
One of the main issues within the Ministry of Justice is the function books across the board in all the different departments. We were able to pass within the Council of Ministers the salary scales for the KPSM, which is something that we have to do one by one per department. So this is still in the pipeline in terms of going through the proper trajectory, but it was passed within the Council of Ministers, and then it goes on to the placement, the establishment of the functions, and also eventually the placements. So this is something that is not 1, 2, 3. It has been an issue for 9 years now. I've committed myself to work on it diligently, and even yesterday I had an update meeting as to the progress thus far. It is not 1, 2, 3, but I can tell the staff within the Ministry of Justice to rest assured it does have the full priority of this government and the full priority of the incoming government as well, because it didn't shift that much in terms of who's going in there now. And one accomplishment I would like to say is I show about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, you all remember the group of BAFPOL officers from the police that won their court case, and they were basically told that they have to come to an agreement with the government to resolve their issues so they can get their handstelling datum, so the date that they started. We were able to reach a consensus, and the signing will take place this afternoon. So that is one big accomplishment, then in a step in the right direction in terms of getting things resolved that have been lagging for so long. I'm a very solution-oriented person, and I realize that a lot of things you wonder, why is it taking so long? And I think it was lack of priority and lack of accountability to individuals that have to take care of it.
Valia Pantouflet is the new head of Economy, Transport and Telecommunication, ETT. After having served as the head of the Department of Economic Licenses for the last 6 years, Valia Pantouflet has now moved on to head of Division of Economy, Transport and Telecommunication, ETT. The division of ETT is tasked with the development of policies and regulations geared towards, amongst others, sustainable economic growth, while also providing the executing agencies with the necessary legislative tools to execute their tasks effectively and efficiently. Minister Pamela Gordon-Carty indicated that the position became vacant following Hurricane Irma in 2017. After going through several recruitment processes, Valia Pantouflet was ultimately selected as the best candidate for the function. Her appointment was approved by the Council of Ministers last week with immediate effect. Ms. Pantouflet indicated that she is excited to start this new venture as it is in line with her current law studies. She further feels that she can be of greater service to the country in this new role and looks forward to rolling out the necessary regulations and related activities to support the ultimate goal of sustainable development. Pontifex thanked her former staff at the Department of Economic Licenses for their hard work, dedication, and acceptance to change. Minister Gordon Carty added that efforts will be made within short to start this recruitment process to fill the position of Head of Economic Licenses, which has now become vacant. However, until this process is finalized, Mrs. Justine Webster, current policy advisor within the Department of Economic Licenses, will serve as acting department head. A transition period has been arranged until February 29, 2020, but all licensing-related matters should be directed to Mrs. Webster, effective immediately. Now turning to our weather forecast. The Atlantic high-pressure ridge will maintain brisk winds and above-normal marine conditions across the region. Pockets of moisture at the lower level of the atmosphere will cause passing showers. Small craft operators and sea bathers should continue to exercise caution as seas will peak near 9 feet. Now let's turn to your 3-day forecast. And still to come, police on St. Martin arrests 2 Menzies employees. You'll have the details of that story and more when SXM Daily News returns.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-login.
And in more news at this time, the St. Martin Chamber of Commerce and Industry is inviting members of the business community to register for its next Grow Your Business with our Chamber of Commerce workshop set for Thursday, February the 20th. This is the 7th workshop and will be given by Vincentia Rosen Sandiford, Director of the Bureau for Intellectual Property of St. Martin, BIP St. Martin. BIP St. Martin is an independent governing body incorporated by the National Ordinance of the Bureau for Intellectual Property St. Martin and falls under the political responsibility of the Minister of Tourism, Economic Affairs, Transport, and Telecommunications. Intellectual property is a collective term for a number of specific legal areas. It relates to having a right to a non-material thing. These rights give the owner an exclusive right to manufacture or sell a product, to use the product's name, or to duplicate a work. The most well-known intellectual property rights are trademark rights, patent rights, and copyrights. The workshop will be about trademark information and registration for products and services and will take place at the Chamber of Commerce conference room from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And at the conclusion of the 3-day workshop on disaster recovery and heritage preservation that was held at the Government Administration Building from Monday to Wednesday, February the 10th to the 12th, 2020, Secretary General of the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, Marcelia Henry, thanked the facilitator Valerie Martins-Monnier, a paper conservator responsible for the care of the collections of the National Archives of Curaçao, for her invaluable input. Deputy Prime Minister Christopher Waver told the attendees that one cannot move forward if you don't know your past. He was referring to one of the courses given at the workshop.
And this afternoon we have the Deputy Minister responsible for Education, Culture, Youth and Sports, and of course the Minister responsible for VNAMI, Minister Klitz Faber, and he will be here as well to also impart appreciation for what you have allowed us to do for these 3 days, and also to thank you participants, because we know that 3 days, dedicating 3 days to a workshop with the amount of magnitude of work that you have must not have been easy. So we want to commend you and thank you as well for your commitment and dedication to enhancing your knowledge base and more so your professional development in terms of this subject. So we want to thank you as well.
And especially congratulations to all the participants that are here today. I think it's a great step moving forward because our heritage and the documentation from our past and everything is something worth preserving. And I think we need to know the correct way how to preserve it. And that will go a long way because we can't move forward if we don't know our past. So we need to make sure that that is safeguarded the best way possible.
Well said, Minister.
That's the piece I didn't show you.
So
that's the piece I took for myself. So I would like to also thank Ms. Valerie for all the time and the commitment you've put in these past 3 days. So thank you on behalf of the government of St. Martin and on behalf of the participants. I think they really appreciated this workshop as well. And I think it's well needed, and I think this is one of many to hopefully to come. Because I think what we do is we give workshops, but we need to follow up and ensure that its continuation is there.
Indeed.
Yes? So thank you very much.
Really don't hesitate. I mean, you send me a picture of something, you don't know what it is. With WhatsApp, it's really easy. I'll give you an answer if I can. And if I don't, I cannot. And keep it aside, and maybe one day someone will be able to help you on that one.
Yeah.
Yes?
And in this item for the police blotter, in connection with an ongoing investigation into drug smuggling, Kuma, the police force of St. Martin Alpha Team arrested 2 male employees of Menzies Aviation St. Martin on Wednesday, February the 12th, 2020. The suspects with the initials ESCC and OFS were arrested on suspicion of exporting narcotics via the Princess Juliana International Airport to Canada. A quantity of narcotics was seized in Canada earlier this year that arrived with a flight out of St. Martin. This investigation is being conducted by the personnel of the Alpha Team in collaboration with Customs and the Coast Guard, KMAR, and other units of the KPSM. In addition to the arrests, several house searches took place on Wednesday morning under the supervision of the examining judge and the prosecutor's office. A search also took place at Menzies Aviation Office at the Princess Juliana International Airport. The 2 suspects are being held at the police station pending further investigation. The investigation is still ongoing. I am Valerie Van Putten. Just a reminder that this and other programs are available online. Simply log on to stmartinmediacenter.com for viewing. And on behalf of the SXM Daily News team, we thank you for watching and plan on meeting you back here again tomorrow.